Welcome back to Nessa Lowball. This will be attempt free in this set of free attempts. I'll explain the strategy after you pass the turn 1 RNG check. There's a major RNG check turn 1, and if you don't pass it, you're just kind of fucked. Actually, let me experiment with something here. We might not have as much as an RNG cat start as we thought, depending on how the AI works. It's time to do a little bit of experimenting. Because the big RNG check is that she first impressions and you take the big damage that you can't set up. At level 28, her AI has the chance to use Sword Stance turn 1. This will not happen at level 27. What if I recover turn 1? Will she use Sword Stance turn 2 and we'll be okay? Let's find out. Oh, that does work. Okay, well then Ferb, I know what we're going to do today. Okay, so here's the strategy. You can either fish for the turn 1 Sword Stance, or you can recover turn 1 and then she'll Sword Stance turn 2. I don't know if her AI does that at level 27. That does mean level 27 might be possible. I'm not sure. So here's the strat. Unaware Quagsire. You have to have the ability Unaware or else you can't set up safely. You need to be level 28 for her to have to use Sword Stance. Otherwise, I think she just sees the first suppression kill and goes for it, along with other kills. And I don't think she'll waste her Sword Dancing, meaning you can't safely set up. Max defense EVs, max HP EVs. Max defense HPs, max HP EVs, and that's for special defense. Moveset of Amnesia, Toxic, Curse, and Recover. We're going to Toxic Salt her to death. After you get past the first turn, which you can either try to RNG check to make it a little more efficient, or you can recover turn 1 and she'll just use Sword Dance turn 2, I guess. I'm not 100% sure that that's consistent. There's only one other major RNG check in the fight, and that is getting crit. Because most crits in this battle can and will one-tap you because they ignore your defense boosts. Otherwise, you just set up in Toxic Stall. Now, when you're just kind of passing turns by using useless moves, do not attempt to use your Curse PP to stall. You'll probably have to PP up Amnesia, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that. But I do know you have to PP up. I do know you have to save your Curse PP, because some of her Pokemon have the move Liquidation, and that can decrease your physical defense, so you need a way to boost it back up, and that's what Curse is for. You need to have a few extra PP just as that backup plan. Aside from that, it's just a simple Toxic Stall and pray don't get crit. There's not really a ton to say. Yeah, pray you don't get crit, like that. This is why we have leftovers. Well, we can survive like 1 or 2 hits like this, but we gotta recover now. I don't know if you have to PP up Recover in Amnesia, but it doesn't hurt. I know you have to PP up, I know you start to run low on Amnesia, so you probably have to PP up Amnesia. But I would just PP up Recover just to be safe, because you can survive some crits, and it's good to just have the extra survivability. Yeah, just, in case that happens. Well, there's a little phrase. If good luck runs out, bad luck runs out too. Maybe we finally ran out of bad luck. Burned it all on Seaking, which is her probably least dangerous Pokemon. Now, I would personally suggest trying to be a little bit aggressive with Toxics. Like this turn, for example. Because Seaking always opens the Vocal Ring, it reaches a point here where Nessa can full restore it. You want to use Toxic on this exact turn. Reapply Poison immediately. Because the longer you let this fight go on, the longer you risk a crit. Ay, caramba. So, you want to get the kills as quickly as you can. It's kind of just like a probability thing. The more attack you hit by, the more likely you are to be crit by one. Therefore, you want to end the battle relatively quickly. Aside from that, though, you really needn't worry, just as long as you don't get crit. But the odds of that happening are not actually in your favor, to be honest with you. So keep your health high and hope for the best. I know that Propeller's crits will one-tap. Be pretty liberal with your recovers. Because, you know, crits that don't quite kill, getting flinched by waterfall, these are all factors you have to account for. Yeah, like, if I was low on health there, and I didn't recover sooner, I would be dead. Honestly, arguably, Bright Powder might be better than Leftovers. You get all the recovery you need from Recover anywho. You don't necessarily need Leftovers, although they do help a bit. I've considered if Bright Powder might be a better item because it mitigates some of the risk of getting crit. There we go. Troy was being a bit finicky. Might be starting to drift. I might need a new one. Yeah, first impression still kind of hurts. Glow Pod doesn't last too long. And this is why we save our curse PP. Because that can decrease our physical defense. And we're going to need to boost it back up if that happens. It's also worth noting that Shadow Claw, while it will not one-tap you, does have a boosted crit rate. Since this Pokemon dies this turn anyways, let's recover just to be safe. So we're at high health when the next Pokemon comes out. Case in point. Now, some crits will one-tap you no matter how carefully you play. So keep that in mind, that sometimes you are just going to lose. For example, Gigantamax Dreadnought crit you, you're dead. Outright, it doesn't matter. Has this killed an attempt before? Yep. Twice, actually. Both times I reached Dreadnought, I got crit. Let's apply that Toxic. And that's why we save our Curse PP. That right there. I mean, what else is there to say aside from, I guess I'll just yap about crap. Maybe I'll get a little personal this time. I haven't been able to eat brownies for a couple months. Like, at all. I just can't do it anymore after a recent semi-traumatic event, which I have not recovered from. I just can't. Next parent to drug their child, that's my fucking hands, I swear to God. But let's not get into that. Let's not go there. Just, you deal with some shit. That's hyperbole, by the way. That is not meant to be a literal threat, and it is not meant to be taken as such. For legal reasons, that's a joke and hyperbole. I'm not scrapping this attempt if it wins. I'm leaving that in. My hatred for child abusers is not something I intend to hide. Even if I do say it in a hyperbolic fashion that I don't actually mean. I actually have a novel that I need to keep working on, where, in essence, the whole point is that the story is about a bad person fighting worse people. And who does he target? Child abusers. Now, there is a bit of risk you can mitigate here. Be very liberal with your recovers when Propeller is out, because Propeller can both flinch and confuse you. Yeah, like that. And Water Pulse can confuse, so you want to be preemptive, a little bit preemptive with your healing, just in case. Especially since Water Pulse can kind of hurt under the rain. Yeah, exactly like that. Because you might not be able to heal when you want to, because of the confusion. Luckily, you can't hurt yourself too bad. Now, she's always going to reapply Tailwind when it goes down. That's always going to waste a turn. It's really not a ton to worry about, though, fortunately. She also does have the ability to use Roost, and if you hit yourself with Confusion, you're not going to hurt yourself much because your defense is boosted as much as your attack. And more importantly, your nature boosts defense. That does technically mean that I have the optimal nature. You want one that boosts defense up and decreases defense, but I don't think having one that decreases some other stat will affect the outcome. So any defense boosting nature will work as long as it doesn't decrease special defense. So I think she just, like, for some reason when it's Toxic gets really strong, she just keeps using Roost. Even though it doesn't really seem to help her much. It's kind of funny, actually. She does have a chance that she'll try to use Tailwind before she's guaranteed to go down. I don't really have a ton else to say, aside from... Yeah, that's not 100% consistent. Sometimes she'll try to attack instead. And now for the big one. The whole enchilada. Could this be the one? And with warning when asked about the incident I was talking about earlier, no, I don't want to talk about it. We're just going to Toxic this Dreadnought. If this attempt loses, then no one needs to hear what I said. I just had to do for Super Boss in a mod I'm doing where you fight, where the Super Boss is the Final Fantasy V party. I think that'd be really funny. This might hurt. That's usually the move that crits me when I get to Dreadnought. See, the problem with that mod is that it's least nonsensical too. If you're a minor, don't play Lisa. There are some themes in there you should not be seeing as a minor. Play it when you're older, maybe. But I'm gonna go ahead and wait. I think I'm better off guarding here. Am I? It doesn't have much to survive. It mitigates risk. Wait, that was one of my recover PP. Why did I use that? Misplay. But, you know, this is something I haven't tried before. What if I Dynamax to guarantee my survival against any crits? I use Max Guards to mitigate risk. I am going to miss one Max Guard, but the extra health couldn't hurt. Did I Dynamax candy this? I don't know. I guess I did. But the extra survivability will help out. A little gift from you say? I think I'm good. I'm gonna double and pass it to the next person. And then Tailwind peters out, not that it did anything, because they were outspeeding anyways. Have you ever read, if anyone who's played Disco Elysium will say to Princess, have you ever read The Fury in the Mirror? It's a fanfic on AO3 that's a crossover. It is peak fiction. If you've played both games, you absolutely have to read it. Wait, do we win? Am I free? Let me out, 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 let me out. Freedom at last from Nessa's hell. I am finally free. Please disregard my comments earlier. Because I'm not filming this again. I'd rather people be upset at me and I get the video out than not. But frankly, due to the fact that what I said is, again, not meant to be taken literal in any way, and was merely just for the sake of hyperbole, as I do not have any intention of actually physically harming another human being, I'm really not all that worried about it. If you're mad at me for hating child abusers, eat shit. Straight up. I don't value your opinion of me. Everyone else I value their opinion of me, but that's because they don't defend child abusers. But if anyone wants to defend child abusers, I really don't care what you have to say. Anywho, I next have to fight Alistair. I did not make a strat for Alistair yet. So yeah. What the fuck do I do for Alistair? I don't know what to do for Alistair, straight up. And then next up is Rhyhorn. I find it really funny that I shows this tournament screen like, oh, look at all these trainers you fight, when you only ever end up fighting Alistair and Rhyhorn. I think that's very funny. So yeah, I'll see you with the Alistair strat.